Okay, welcome and good evening, and we are here at the 2022 Berkley Dream Fest. Once again, checking out all the cars and all the people out here having fun.
And we're brought to you by WBRK, Berkley Cable, and CMNtv, Public Access TV.
So, it's not our first time of having a rodeo, as Tom Selleck says. So, whenever we start the cruise, we're ready to go. We've been sitting here watching on another camera feed. We've been watching little kids out there dancing for the camera, and one of them has I couldn't tell what it was at the distance. There you go.
There
See,
you go, yep.
He's got a little old pedal car. They're having fun, and that's the important thing. Just everybody come out and have fun.
This is the 26th Berkley CruiseFest, and over 300 cars have been registered. So the parade was scheduled to start at 6:30, but we're a little behind schedule here. But as things come along, we'll dive in there and give our 2 cents or maybe even a whole nickel on the vehicles.
Oh, maybe they're working on metric time.
Oh, metric.
No, I don't understand metric. So, look at
I didn't know there was metric time. I know there's metric measurement. I didn't know there was metric time.
Who knows?
I thought Greenwich was Greenwich.
It was probably something new that they snuck in when I wasn't looking, you know. So, we're kind of actually hidden here. We're watching from a couple different camera feeds. It's kind of nice because the last time I did this, we were open to watching the cruise, which is a lot of fun. Problem is, every time a louder car went by, you couldn't hear us, which might have been what they call a mixed blessing. So.
And I'm not going to go. Yeah, I'm going to leave that one alone because it probably wasn't.
Look at that. We got a couple people watching behind it having fun.
People coming into the camera. That's good. That's the whole idea. This is a people thing. People enjoy. People have their cars. They do this. They're here showing off their accomplishments and enjoying what they're doing. But the people are here to see this, and they enjoy every moment of it, too. It is a beautiful day out here. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, we may be lucky on this one. They're talking possibly rain starting later tomorrow afternoon, early evening. I hope they're wrong. Hey, they're wrong 50% of the time. We got a 50-50 chance. That's better odds than you get at Vegas. So we'll hope for that. The other thing about now the Berkley Cruise is really neat because it's kind of a precursor to the actual Dream Cruise, and yet it is and it isn't, because technically the Dream Cruise starts Saturday, but people have been out there for the whole month of August, actually. I happen to live on a main road, and I've been watching some of these beauties drive by day after day after day.
Well, this is more of a actual parade, too. You got a closed street. You have, the people and the crowds are on the side and everything else. It's a more controlled situation than the Woodward Cruise is, because Woodward is still considered an open highway when they're trying to do that, so they have the one lane open for people going up and down and a couple lanes for the cruisers. So it can get a bit congested and silly, and some people can get a little silly and out of hand. But this is pretty much a very, very controlled situation.
That's for darn sure. We keep hearing the helicopters going over, and I can't tell. Is it the county? No, I don't think so.
Looks like a news helicopter.
And I've been watching the police going by, keeping a strong but unobtrusive presence. I like that word, unobtrusive.
Unobtrusive, wow. Three whole syllables.
I wonder if they're running into a problem because...
we got nothing yet, which is unusual.
When we were here last year, we were all set up to go. Just show us some of those pretty four-wheel cars.
I don't know how my lipstick looks. I gotta go fix it.
Wow, I wonder what's going on.
Well,
they'll figure it out. We'll be here to talk about them.
Wear the red lipstick.
Unfortunately, because of my age, I owned a lot of these when they were almost new, or they were, before they were renovated and restored. They were just that old beater that you had.
The 200
car running back and forth to work.
Back to the $25 car they actually used to buy once in a while. I actually had one of those in my lifetime. I paid $25 for I think it was a '63 Dodge. And the guy said, well, put a battery in. If it starts, it's yours for $25. If you can drive it away, it's yours. And it made it. I needed to make it through the winter. And I still laugh to this day. I stopped on the way home from work one day and picked up the plates for the motorcycle and got my insurance for my motorcycle. And as I'm driving through, the transmission died about 2 blocks from my house. And it bled all the way home. But it made it through the winter, so that's all that mattered to me.
That's pretty good. Mine usually broke down about 10 miles from the house in the middle of the night when it's a cold rain. But hey, I digress. So I wonder what's going on. Berkley's really got their stuff together. It's very unusual that they're running into a problem like this. So
I'm laughing about that thing, the cold rain and whatever. I had to work on one of my children's vehicles a couple weeks ago, give them a hand, and it was this, we can't be working on the car. It's not snowing, and we're not in the middle of a 14-mile road, you know.
Yep.
Not in the middle of the main drag, and it's not snowing. This can't be right.
Well, it looks like they're getting ready to start. I'm seeing some flashing lights down there, and I know nobody's chasing me, so it must be for the crews. Come on, guys. Somebody really should get on those little kids, be sure that they're out of the way.
I'm sure they'll, as they come down, though. Their parents will haul them back. But everybody's getting a little antsy because they are running a little late.
Yeah. It will just enhance our expectation.
Yeah, that's it. Enhance.
Yeah, look, we're not the only one. There's people starting to stand out in the road.
I see people in front of the Oakland County Parks thing, where people are starting to walk into the middle of the road. Let's look around, trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking down there. I wonder if he had to stop and give somebody a ticket. I'm sorry. I thought that was funny. I guess it wasn't.
Yeah, not really.
But is he? No,
I see vehicles coming. Yep, there's vehicles are coming up the road.
Well, last time I was here, these poor guys, if I remember correctly, it was an old, 40 Ford Woody, somewhere in that time period. They ran out of gas.
Oh,
and
geez.
They had to have the whole bunch of them jump out and push the car to finish the parade route. And I mean, it was so cute. People running from the side to help them push.
That's more embarrassing than anything else.
But it was well worth it. I was a little bit surprised that we were talking about this. I did not know that this particular part of the cruise had been going on for 25 years. Man, that's surprising to me. Of course, Berkley does have one wonderful thing going for it that a couple of the other cities near here don't have, and that's free parking. And I'll tell you what, if I got to go somewhere and I can park free, that's where I'm going. Yep, they're finally starting down the road.
Our honored guest this evening, Grand Marshal this year, is Keenan Smith from WXYZ, Action New Me Judges. Okay. Yeah, we got go-karts going and everything else, so they're coming into view. I'll probably edit all this out anyway, so.
Yeah, well, is he finally getting on the right side of the street?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, there were a couple of guests, but there was one mentioned. Did I have his name? No, I guess I didn't. Military veteran. There's two, but we didn't have the name of the other one.
I got the name of the military veteran. Yeah.
Stephen something, I think.
Steve Hendricks, veteran, Berkley resident.
Yeah.
Waiting for some more information. Two military folks.
And being a veteran myself, I was really curious to see that.
And Mayor Dan Turbrack, a third-generation Berkley resident, was first elected mayor in May of 2017. And he's a mayor in 2017. He was first elected to city council in 2007, and in 2009 he was appointed mayor pro tem. And now he was elected mayor in 2017.
Well, one thing that impressed me, I got to tell you, is they say that the whole parade, is being put together by the composed of the CruiseFest ad hoc committee composed of volunteers and city department leaders. And I'm amazed that people can get together that well anywhere.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to goof up. Is this a 55?
I don't know until I see the side. The front grille looks like a 55. It's not a 57. It could have been modified. It could have been modified.
Now, I'll tell you what's cute. A couple years ago over on the east side, there was a guy who had a motorcycle, had a fairing like the back quarter panel on that.
Yeah, these are our
64 Ford.
Grand Marshals and our special guests. Yeah, it looks like a 65 from the side. As we see that.
Well, you actually can see them a little bit. Cool. There we go. Car everybody wanted, a Mustang convertible.
This is our veteran from Berkley, I'm assuming.
Let's hope so. If not, he snuck in past when nobody was looking. So, I'm really surprised they're spaced out this far. Maybe there's some reason for it.
There we go.
And of course, everybody's college
And
car,
here's the second,
Volkswagen.
yeah, Volkswagen convertible, though. They were few and far between. They were fun, though. And we have cameras coming into our camera range. I love it.
Well, these. This is an old Oldsmobile, and it just.
Yep. That's the 60,
I knew if people
61 or
had them.
62.
Yeah, well, I
No,
remember
no,
from when I was in
before
high
that.
school, so what does that tell you?
Got the fins. That's 58, yeah. Didn't catch the back end.
And then Edsel.
Yeah, oh, that's so, yeah.
These have become a car that a lot of collectors are finding, and they're making into a good car, because it had unbelievable number of quality problems back then when they were brand new. But they become kind of a cult favorite in a lot of places.
Well, again, not very many were made, so now everybody wants one. Looks like a Torino, Ford Torino. I can't. Or was it Chevy?
Was that? I didn't catch the front end.
It could have been a Chevy.
Sorry.
Let me see as it goes by here. We'll correct. That looks like a Ford.
That's a Ford. Which?
Ford. They call them Torinos, I believe.
I'm sorry. I do not recognize that car. That I do
that's
recognize.
That's my era. That was like a 66, 67.
And we're looking here at a. Is that the Chevy or is that the?
Looks like a Chevy. 61, 62 Chevy.
62 Chevy.
Yeah. And then a.
Yeah.
60.
And that's about a 65, 66.
Chevelle behind it.
Another Mustang. Fortunately, they made a lot of them, so there are a lot of them in the market. A lot of them you can find to restore. And there's a whole lot of parts. In fact,
well, that's just it. The more they made, the more parts are out there.
And a VW thing. I love these things.
Those were
Always
so much
wanted
fun.
to have one of these.
They were a ball.
Never could get my hands on one.
They were so much fun.
And then a Chevelle SS. Probably
69, 68, 69.
Yeah. With the perfect companion, the big old Siberian. I like the eyeballs on the front end. That's pretty cute.
That's one they didn't make that many, but that's one that everybody. Another one, cult car.
Well, they rusted out so bad. It's part of the problem. Yeah. One of the newsmen around here, he kept one for like 30 years before he finally gave up.
There's
nice little Nova.
Nova, yep. Another Mustang behind us.
Much newer Mustang. I'm kind of curious because one thing that this particular parade has a lot of is a lot of really unusual, nice cars that, you get to different places like Ferndale has a Mustang row. Other places maybe have a Chevy row.
Yep.
Here you've got just a little bit of everything.
Another Chevelle. What do we got here? This one I'm not familiar with at all.
120. That's not a Accord, is it?
I don't think so. The Monte Carlo.
Nice Packard.
That looks like an old Ford. I'm not familiar. Yeah. And that's definitely an older Ford. The year escapes me.
Well, you get back, back in the 20s and 30s, number one, you have to really know your stuff to know them apart. And unfortunately, I don't know the old ones that well. Talk about land yachts. Look at these things. Yep. And we haven't even seen the really big ones yet. Some of the doggone it, I don't know what year that is. I'm always impressed with the amount of
that looks like
work.
An old Jaguar.
Yeah, the amount of work that people put in. It
is when you think about it. Some of these people, half the parts are handmade because they can't get parts for them, especially like the older.
Old friend of mine from high school, a girl I knew, her dad had one of those Chevys.
Yep.
Nice Camaro here. 62 Chevy. That's not a convertible. This was like the standard car that you got when you were 16, 17 when I was a kid. You could afford one by then.
I had a 62 Chevy.
Yeah, I know.
4-door though. I had the 4-door.
Is that so was that, son of a gun. That's something else that surprised me. Got a 74, I think that was.
Oh, the Corvette?
Yeah. I had one.
The Corvettes, I don't know I don't really know what year is what, because minor changes on so many.
There's a nice Oldsmobile.
It's the old Jeep.
Another nice SS, which is
those are nice
SSF. That's like what you bought when you first got your city job.
Yep.
Is that a Nova SS behind it? I can't quite tell at the angle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks like a Novell.
Another very popular car.
We're still getting the engines knocking us back here. I don't know if everybody can hear it over our mics now. But they're revving them up in front here.
But those old Novas used to be hugely popular in the dirt track races down south. Nice old Buick. And now I believe that's a Ford.
That's a Ford.
An old
I believe
V8?
that's a Ford, yeah.
Oh yeah, an old Ford V8 pickup. Nice and clean too. Wow. Now this is about
looks like a
56, I think.
Probably. That would be my guess.
Again, beautiful. Hey, now here's something you don't see too often. This is the old hatchback. This is what these call a three-door car.
Yep, the 3 doors.
Very popular with the people because they were just so doggone handy. And this is something else we've started to see about the last 10 years is people are finding these old trucks in the backyards and stuff and fixing them up. 2 or 3 of my friends have done that. And they're floating around here and there if you know where to look.
Yeah, the old Dodge Power Wagons are making a comeback. I was reading the other day.
And there's a Chevette. I thought people had kind of forgot. To me, you get a big deep pit where you put all the really bad cars. Those are at the bottom.
That one should be there. Yeah, that was second or third. I had one for a company car for years. It was terrible.
And the T-tops on the Corvettes and the Camaros was another big popular option. Oh, I like that camera angle. That's really good.
One,
and
people taking the pictures of the crowd. Yep. Is that a Ford? That looks like a Ford.
That one.
I'm not sure.
Again, I'm not that good with the old trucks. Now I can't quite see it. That might be an old Dodge. And that's a much, I was just going to say, that's a much newer Dodge. That's an
old Dart.
Dart, yeah. I kept thinking Lancer, and I knew that wasn't
63.
Yeah.
64 Dart.
Yeah, they oddly enough, they were very popular. People used to call them a mini Cadillac. I never understood why, but a lot of people who drove them, liked them. So keep going through here. Oh, there's one we both know very well. It's an old GTX.
My heart stops every day. That's a 63.
The Dart.
That's a 3 Dart. Yeah.
GT too. That was a fast one. I wonder if they had the 273 or
they probably 273 in them. Yep.
Nice old wagon.
Nice old Polaro wagon.
I believe I've talked to that guy. Funny guy. And here's that's a 63 Plymouth.
Yep. The old GTX. My goodness,
wow.
my hands start shaking every time I see one still.
Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah, the one I had was interesting. I wouldn't go so far as to say fun.
Let's just
it was
say
interesting.
And as you just going out of camera range, you could see an old what do they call Vista Cruiser? I think it's an old Ford convertible hardtop. But coming up now,
That's the Polaro, yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
The convertible,
wow.
The convertible hardtop.
Yeah, those are
now
nice.
There were at least, last I heard, there were like 17 solenoids that all had to work together perfectly for that top to go up and down. Otherwise, you'd be sitting there with the rain coming in.
Old GTO convertible.
Now GTO, that is a nice car, and
they always were. Even when they first came out in like 64 and 65.
That's the one that made John DeLorean famous and infamous with his cocaine. But the GTOs, he set that up special, and he almost got fired over that because he wasn't supposed to set things up so they could have a powerful car like that in their inventory.
Well, they used to take them out and race them on Woodward and other places and Gratiot, whatever, to see what they needed to do because they realized people were racing it. DeLorean was going,
there you go. 72 or 73?
72 or 73, yeah, they're the same.
You got to look at the lights.
A runner.
The side lights.
Yep.
I can't quite tell.
I think I've seen him in a couple shows now. The yellow one. If it's a 340, that's the one I've seen in a couple shows. No, it's a 383. Yeah, it's a 73 lights, it looks like. It's reflective.
Nice shape.
Yep.
See, now there's another one we were talking about. One was a 55, one was a 56, and I never remembered that. And here you talk about a rare one. AMC. Is that a Rebel?
It looks like a Rebel. Looks like the full race Rebel. That's a Ford. They had a racing version of it.
What?
It's a nice Volkswagen.
What has this guy got on top?
Picnic basket.
He must be going out to picnic afterwards. Yeah.
Basket.
And of course, every teenage boy wanted a Corvette convertible. Until they paid the insurance.
And there's my car. Nice old 73 Barracuda.
Sad story at the end of the Boston cruise a couple years ago. Guy had one of those going home and had a minor accident.
Yep.
Of course, with cars like this, it takes them forever to get parts. They're there, but they're hard to find.
He got it back. He was back this year, and it's all fixed.
Oh, was he? Good. I'm glad to hear that. I was looking for him, didn't see him.
Yeah, he was there. Matter of fact, that's probably him, because it was blue.
Yep, blue and white, just like that.
I'm sure it's him.
Good.
Nice
And there's
Challenger.
a Challenger. See, that I believe that is that the dark chocolate brown one? I always loved that chocolate brown on the car.
Yeah, my wife had a
Her car,
Charger.
yes.
Her Charger was that chocolate brown. Boy, that looked nice. Until it got hit and they had to match it, then they could never match it. Another Mustang.
But coming up behind us here, now there's a Cadillac. I'm talking about land yachts. There's a Caddy convertible. It looks like most of them did with the tail end dragging because you had so much stuff in it. And that's what, 63, 64?
The vents on the front will be 63.
I wonder if that's a split window.
Looks
And
like a
there's
convertible.
another old Corvair and a convertible. Wow. Boy,
That's another one.
Talk
making
about the death wish.
That's another one making a comeback. The Corvair convertibles are making a big comeback now too. 63 with the front vents. Is it split window?
Well, the thing is that in '64 they got rid of the split window, and you could just buy the glass and take a hacksaw and cut the extra piece of fiberglass out. So a lot of people did that.
Yep, and now they're all screaming for it.
Exactly.
Back to a Firebird. It's like a Firebird 400.
I'm liking the fact there's a lot more station wagons coming out, four-doors coming out than used to be. That's a nice SS.
Well, the big thing is that everybody wanted the two-door, and they all wanted two doors. Even a lot of them wanted the two doors with the big engines.
Yeah.
And you go buy a four-door with a six in it. It's still a unique car. There's still nice cars, and 20,000. Amazing. You can still go to shows and enjoy yourself.
And one of the biggest things is the fact that the people that own these cars, I mean, they don't look down on you. They'll say, "Hey, you've got one too," and they really most of them do not care what it is.
Nope.
They're just into it for the cars.
Yep.
Now they just flashed away from. Oh, there it is. This is the same one we saw at the show last week. Boy, I'm surprised we can hear anything. I remember how loud he was.
Oh, he was having a fun at the end of the show getting his pictures taken.
A Comet. Wow, I haven't seen a Comet in so long. I don't think it's Caliente. It's some of my first driving experiences.
Now you're talking about here he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
My first big driving experiences were in Comet Caliente. And a nice old
Ford
Falcon.
Another Firebird.
Now see, this is back when I really liked the looks of the Firebirds and the Camaros. I didn't, later on, for some reason, it didn't grab me as much.
Well, I lost my taste for them early in life.
Well, don't forget, we were lucky. We had between the two of us, we owned a vintage BMW motorcycle for over, 22, 24 years.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, come on, Art. I'm Austin. Couldn't think of
Austin
the name.
Healey, yep.
Yep. And another
That's
car
a
that unfortunately
Cutlass.
had serious rust problems. Oh, wow. Oh, I
It's
can't
gotta
tell
be
the old.
like
Is that like a
Pontiac.
Plymouth or a Pontiac?
It looks like a Pontiac. The back end looks like a Pontiac to me. From a little bit I know, another Firebird convertible.
And one of these.
A lot of Firebird convertibles.
Yeah, they must
They
have
made
been
a lot.
affordable back then. And these old.
It was probably a really cheap option. Nice old Thunderbird.
Yeah, that's. Tried to buy one of these a couple years ago. A guy with a big wheel at Kmart lost his job. He was selling his car. Couldn't make a connection with him, unfortunately. But see, these are. One of the things about this is just everybody's laughing and talking. And
They're all having a good time. Everybody's standing in front of us, standing up and looking over the crowd so they can see the other cars. Another Firebird, Formula 400.
That's not the ruptured chicken one, was it? It had a big chicken on the hood, though.
It might be.
I always laugh when I talk about that.
Old Chevy Nomad.
Now, one of the things about this, look on the back. I shouldn't probably tell you this, but see if it's got the chrome strips on the back. For years, you couldn't find them. Oh, he got them. They were unavailable for many, many years back in the 70s. And here we go. Oh, is that a Valiant?
I think it might be a Duster.
No, I don't think that's a Duster.
No, four-door. That's a Valiant. Like a 66 Valiant.
Yeah. And these were a car I never thought really got their due. It's these old two-door Falcons.
Some of these cars never got their due. You have these people who put, you know, high-performance engine in four-door cars with a 3 on the tree or something.
Is that? I feel stupid. I can't think of what that car is. I know what it is, too. There's a nice old Dodge. Oh, we saw him here last year.
Yeah, he rode on here. Another, that's the Nomad back, isn't it? No,
is this
same color, almost the same color, yeah.
Well, there's at least 2 of them that are almost exactly the same, I noticed. And then we've these, again, another Cadillac.
That's the other. There's the runner, 68 runner, beep beep.
Why did it say Dodge on the grill?
Did it say Dodge?
Yeah. Is that one of the 442s?
Yep, that's a 442.
My wife loves those.
Those are nice cars. The 68 Barracuda.
Happy birthday, Christine. Good for you, Christine. You got your name mentioned on the TV.
68 Barracuda.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Notchback, fastback.
Is that hot orange or is that pink?
That's an old truck.
You know what? When you get back then, I'm not sure. Might be an old MG, but I don't think so. Another nice caddy.
That's the pink one, yeah.
Oh,
that's the one that's, salmon.
Yeah,
no, that's not pink.
We had
that's
a lot
salmon.
of talk about that.
It's a salmon-colored Barracuda.
Yeah.
The guy has a very strange sense of humor. We had a long conversation with him last year, yeah.
A nice, about a 65 Chevy, I think, somewhere in there.
65, 66, yep.
Right back in that era, they actually made one of the cars with kind of a truncated cabin, but it had like a 6.5-foot trunk lid. It was unbelievable when you opened that trunk.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Salesman car, yep.
That's a nice, clean, old car. Wow.
Now, some of these, too, are not that, big a deal.
There you go. There's Riviera.
My Riviera. Boy, howdy, I love those cars.
Yep. I used to work for the boss would let me have.
Nice Imperial LeBaron behind it.
Yep.
Looks like a 66 or 67. Got to see the side lights.
Yeah, I can't. It's been so long since I've seen some of these cars. I had to sit and think about it for a while.
I think they're moving quite quickly through here too. So there's a Riv. I got to see the side of this Imperial. Remember, Dad had that one. My gosh, it was huge.
Okay, you and I are both looking at the same screen, right? I'm not seeing the Imperial.
No, it's coming.
I know.
I'm looking up here. We've already.
Oh,
the Imperial's gone by. I'm waiting for it to go by us.
63. Nice old.
Looks
we call them the Bumblebee type Camaros. Ooh, the 55, 56. Now, they made a really nice kit car, though, the one time. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's straight. Oh, there we go. A nice old El Camino.
Yep.
I love old El Caminos. Of course, you can't. There ain't no such thing as a new one, so you might as well.
And there's a Ford Ranchero. The competition for the El Camino.
Yep.
Ford said, if you can do that, we can do that.
They made one on the Falcon body for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to.
It was a big.
Tried to buy one in Mount Clemens several years ago. Again, couldn't seem to hook up with the guy. I think made the mistake of once he decided to sell a car, because we just came up in a conversation, I think he got people bidding more because it wasn't pretty good shape. I am really impressed and kind of pleased with how many convertibles are out today. Of course, we got some beautiful weather, so that didn't hurt. And that's about, a 57 Ford?
That I couldn't tell you. Old Suburban.
And is this,
wow.
Can we get a better shot on the, no, that's not the guy. There's an older fella that he and I have talked about his car several times. We both like the old Suburbans, too. Of course, I like all the old stuff.
Yep. Yeah, boy, there are a lot of convertibles. I am amazed with the amount of convertibles we've seen, which is good.
I don't know if you remember my old buddy Joe Skubek actually had one of these.
I didn't know he had one.
Yep. Well, no, that ain't him. So I know it is. I've run into him.
I'm looking for
many years later. Oh, is that somebody in a costume or something, waving at people, sticking their head out the door?
I see it. I see
dog?
it. It looked like I don't know if it's a costume or a little puppet. It's a little puppet.
Oh, it's a Tigger. He'll get yelled at for that. But
yeah, the cops are right there.
That is cute.
Yep. Sticker. Hey.
And again, some of these old. Now, can you tell me, is that like a Buick Roadmaster?
I
or?
could not tell you that. Those are the years. I have no idea. None whatsoever.
Another nice older GTO.
Another GTO, yeah, 65, 66. 66 with that type of hoop. But it's good, I believe. That looks like that Clive and Mary with their Corvette. No, this is red.
Oh, is that what he's got?
He's got an old Corvette, but it is red.
Oh, okay.
He'll be here.
Now, is this a Chevelle or is this the Oldsmobile version of it? I forgot what
Cutlass.
Cutlass? Okay.
There, Camaro.
And then, ooh,
That's
a
a 62,
pretty
right?
color.
63 Heather.
Now, 63 had the concealed headlights.
Yeah.
So that was a 62.
That's 62. I always get confused at those couple years in there.
Another nice old Ford convertible. Thunderbird convertible.
That looks like an old Buick. Can't tell.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. Look at the lines on that T-Bird.
Yeah, that's when people, put some thought into how a car looked.
Yep.
I was personally another AMC. I was very disappointed with the new T-Birds came out because I love the front end, and it looks like they ran out of money for the rear end.
There's a couple vehicles that looks like they ran out of money halfway through. Yeah.
So, another old truck.
I'm amazing on what I've been reading
And
lately.
oh, come on. It's not a Concorde. What's it called? Yeah, Concorde.
Concorde, yeah, AMC. That's another AMC.
Yeah.
Those are the old
These
four-wheel
are
drive
becoming, these are becoming very popular too when you can find them.
All-wheel drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Ford pickup truck. I think the red. I think that looks like
The red one's a Chevy. I could see the logo.
Oh, the red. This. I think this is Clive and his Corvette because he had the headlights. This Clive and Nancy when they get up there, we'll see.
Yeah, that looks like him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a pretty color red on that pickup truck. That's one thing. There are some really unusual
They've done some unusual paint
color-changing
jobs, yeah.
colors out there.
Oh, this must be Nancy with her Volkswagen. That's probably Clive and his Corvette. Nancy with her.
Yeah, that's Clive.
That's Clive.
It's
Yeah.
a friend we know from some of the other cruises.
Yeah, yep, that's Clive and that's Nancy in there. And her Volkswagen. A couple cars back, his wife has the Volkswagen. He has the Corvette. You'll see the Volkswagen.
Nice to see
She
it.
was at the show last week too. So.
Oh, now again,
VWs. Now there's another one that's
another one that's the majority of them rusted out. But if you can find one, and people just fall in love with them.
People are the money they're spending to restore them is amazing me.
Well, see, I don't know if I'd want to restore one, but I have had two Duna buggies.
Yeah.
And they are a blast. So they don't go over for 65 miles an hour. You might be amazed how much fun you can have. I'm having trouble talking again. How much fun you can have staying less than 65 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, well you're in an open road too. It's like on a motorcycle. You'll feel the speed much better.
When you hit something, you don't bounce quite so far. Now there's an old. I think that was an old Roadmaster. There we go. Oh,
That's
how
cute.
nicely set up. Very nice.
Another SS. Looks like a Dart behind it. Looks like a 64.
Now, is this farther down the way, or are we just finding more cars, which would be nice? Now these two are pretty contemporary.
That's a Nova. Is that Nova?
The Valiant and the Nova. Yeah, they're probably maybe within a year or two of each other.
Yeah. Probably roughly the same year, 64, 65. Yeah. I think that Dart was
I forget which year I had. I had slightly later one. Nice cars. It's surprisingly roomy for being considered to be a small car.
Another Challenger convertible.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's another
car
thing
that our father would not let me buy. No, you can't buy that. They're going to fall apart. Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, my buddy.
I probably would have fallen apart anyway. So I wouldn't have had it anymore anyway.
Oh, that's a nice one.
It's an Artie. Another Mustang.
I'm kind of happy that there's such a nice mix.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice mix.
Because there's a nice Mercury. Don't see a lot of Mercuries.
Another convertible. I love this. I love these convertibles this year.
I had a long talk with him at one of the cruises over on the east side last summer. 61 Ford. And again, well, obviously a Ford pickup, duh.
I think it says right on the front there, F-O-R-D. Is that your first clue?
Friend, how's it go, friends? Order another round, something
Yeah.
like that?
Oh, the old found on road dead, yeah.
No, that wasn't really fair to them. Again, now I had one of these, but it wasn't a convertible years
Cutlass?
ago. Yeah, it's a company car.
Oh,
I got to admit, I really was impressed with the ride after having. I think I had 2 old pickups before I got that. And
that's a pretty one. Look at that. That's
yeah,
a nice Cutlass.
that was one thing.
Nice
I would
convertible,
take
too.
my own time and clean that thing up just because they were,
That was that
to
nice.
me,
Yeah.
just a pretty car.
Yeah, some of the, you look at some of the older vehicles, and like you said earlier, it looks like they really took their time
Is that
designing it.
that's an old Dodge Dakota, isn't it? Yeah.
You took the convertible Dakotas,
Yeah, I think so.
or is it the old convertible Ram Charger?
No, that was a Dakota.
Okay, I know they made them.
58. Oh, what year is that? That was an odd year, like 65, 66 for that Dodge.
That Chevy truck, another Corvair, the convertible. He's got his top up. We got a couple Corvairs.
He's probably like me, love to put the top down, but every so often
They don't want to go back up.
birds don't like you, or you have trouble getting it up, or you run through a rain squall and you don't want to get it messed up. Yes, 64. Kind of nice when you see, what was that, 3 in a row, I think?
Yeah,
That's cool.
different years too. Look at the different. You
Oh,
see
yeah, yeah.
the slightly different changes in every year.
I actually almost bought a house one year, years ago, because I talked him into throwing the car into the deal.
Didn't they have? Well, it's like a full race Corvair at one point in time. Like
Oh yeah, they had
Mazda GT or something that was
they had big flat 6 engines in some of them that were just
dangerous.
unbelievable. Yes, they were. They were fast.
Oh, we've lost our screen. No
Yep,
signal.
no signal. Somebody tripped over a cord somewhere. Well,
Saw
then,
one of our video people running around.
what do we got? We got a nice. Oh, that's a
Corvette.
nice older. That's an older of the Mako Shark style.
Yep,
nothing.
Nothing.
And that was
We just
a
lost
58
it, yeah.
Pontiac there. Fortunately, we can see through the cord. Crowd. I'm sorry.
See through the crowd.
I don't know what in the
We
world.
had it. And she was running back and forth when she taken off. We just saw it. We just lost it. So somebody yumped on something.
Somebody else. Thank
There we
you.
go. Everybody's
another
back.
El Camino. It's almost a shame. Up
And you're gone.
and gone again. That's one of that's like a later
like a third or
70s, I think, almost at the
Yep.
end. And that's I think the first year Chevelle. 66, 67, I think.
The Chevelles came out like 63 or 64, I think.
I thought it was 66,
saw
but I
the
could be
Ford
wrong.
pickup.
I hate to admit that I was alive then, but I really wasn't paying a lot of attention.
Nice
Ooh.
Ford. So you had Galaxy convertible.
Yeah, I did a lot of learning how to drive in one of those too. And there's a lot of nice convertibles. Another Ford T-Bird convertible out here.
Should we go something?
55, I don't think so. I'm not touching anything. If I screw it up, it's my fault. If I don't touch anything, it's somebody else's fault. That's is that the? Oh, that's an Oldsmobile or Buick. They basically made it almost to look like a Chevelle. Yeah, we're having a few technical difficulties here, but we're gonna. Ooh, now that's got to be a kit car judging by the length of the deck. Still, nothing wrong with kit cars either.
Yep.
I've had a couple. I love them.
There's an old Ram
Oh,
Charger.
Ram Charger. That's another car that unfortunately tended to rust out a lot. But then they didn't get treated very nicely either.
No, they got beat up pretty bad. People I know who had them were not nice to them at all.
We shouldn't be getting too close to the end. We should have a lot of time left. Well, not a lot of time, but
Nice Steve.
Oh, maybe
nice
not.
GTO. Well, he said 300 cars.
There's a 64
yep.
Plymouth.
Yep.
One of the nice things back then you don't see now is that even the 4-doors would have no pillar between the windows.
Yeah.
So when you put the glass down, it gives it to me, a more streamlined look.
Monte Carlo.
Yeah, they've become very popular.
They were
out
very
in
popular
California.
back then.
Well, no, that particular model, late 70s, became very popular.
Old Jeep, regular old Jeep.
I think that is an old Jeepster is what they were called. They were kind of funny. They had an articulated.
Nice Corvair pickup truck. Those are.
Man, I have not seen one of those in a long time. An old Corvette pickup truck. Greenbrier. They were called the Greenbrier.
Yep. They're the van and the pickup truck is also 64 Ford.
You must be able to see between the people better than me.
Yeah, they're going sliding through. I got a nice little gap. I get a little picture of it here.
Well, it's funny when you think about that. The car just went by, it's like an Oldsmobile Buick, and it was as big as a Cadillac, at least. So. Once again, sorry about the technical difficulties. Ooh.
It's all right.
Hey.
We'll keep talking.
Hey, we get to sit here and look at the fancy cars. We don't really care. Oh, there. Oh,
there you go. We're back.
Good spot to bring it back to us there. Nice Cadillac convertible with a 48, 49 Ford, I think. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
We're all back on. We're good.
And then another nice, convertible
another
Chevelle SS.
Yep.
One of my cars I always wanted to.
Cadillac, yep. Yeah, I never had one of those. A couple of my friends had them. They were very nice vehicles.
Always found the money for motorcycles, never found the money for a nice car. And look at that Falcon convertible. Cool.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those Falcon convertible. Oh, the guy with the upside down car. This is hilarious.
I thought he lived around here.
Yeah, he does live around here. He gets the biggest kick out of taking this thing out every year. I was talking to him spring whatever. He was at a car dealership where a friend of mine worked and they were talking about it and the money he spent and done this and shipped it from California and everything else.
Well, everybody needs a hobby.
I just had to have it. It's great. It is hilarious.
And behind him, you didn't get a chance to see it, but it was actually a Prowler that they made for 2-3 years.
Yep.
And the guy even had the little Prowler.
Little trailer. Yep, I see the trailer.
Oh, there we go. Good shot of him. Real good shot.
Yep, great shot.
That's cute. And what do they call that again?
Little Red Express truck.
Little Red Express truck.
I made a lot of them.
Oh, they were.
Put a lot of them exhaust.
They were sharp. My problem was I never could quite see the point in the short bed pickup because I had to haul big stuff.
Well, the thing was that car was at one point in time the fastest production car. That truck was the fastest production car for like 2 years.
Oh, I can believe that.
That special edition 360 in it, and with the overhead pipes like that, it was fast. That's when they were detuning everything. So you buy one of those things that they weren't, Now the pickup trucks weren't involved in that stuff yet.
I can't say for sure,
but Cadillac.
If you notice, the previous guy with I think a Chevelle had the hood cracked.
Yep.
A lot of guys think that helps to keep the engine a little bit cooler when you're going at low speeds like this.
And Avante.
Is that our buddy with the all white Avante?
It might be.
White on white on white.
Yeah, he was there. I saw him earlier today when I was out.
Yeah, and I can never remember his name. But yeah, that is a beautiful car. I actually did an interview with him. I've got it up online somewhere. Another nice
Mustang. Cracked, yeah.
But
I think that's him because I saw him earlier today.
Yeah,
but I was in the.
That was his pride and joy too.
I was in the Ford, so he did not recognize me.
Boy, was that a beauty.
Yep.
Sorry, folks, I'm just reminiscing on one of the cars I've always. I actually joined the Studebaker Club for a while, trying to get my hands on one I could afford. 61 Ford convertible, nice cars. Mustang and an SS.
Yep.
Oh, and here's a nice. You don't see a lot of these. What a 69, 66.
Well, we get a little closer up. That's a 66.
Valiant.
Or 65 down here.
I thought the 65 had a little bit different grill.
65 had the little lights in front like the Barracudas. So that's a 66. Square lights in the back. You can barely see them, but the tail lights had a square. 65s were round.
Here's a nice little Mercury.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the crowd. Look at little kids having a ball, getting into the whole thing. And a Bricklin. I am surprised.
A red one. I've never seen a red Bricklin.
They weren't really a bad car. The people that had them loved them so much. A couple people insisted on being buried with them.
Yeah.
Oh, happy 50th anniversary, Ken and Verge Wesolowski. A nice old, is it this suicide
doors and everything.
Fun fact, put the thing on the ground, open both doors, it'd bend. You weren't supposed to know that, but it would bend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, all the doors are structural, whatever, yeah.
Yeah. And then a 60,
is, yeah.
I'm not sure what the red car is, but that's a 64 Ford convertible. That's another one that I'm kind of surprised that they did not hold up well to Michigan weather. You know who we haven't seen is the guy that was the politician here. What was his last name? Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Which politician?
The guy whose dad owns all the Model Ts. They're in the Model T club.
Oh, yeah. No, we haven't seen him. What's his name?
Another pretty old caddy two-door. I've always had a thing for two-door cars rather than four-door.
I always got the biggest kick that, most of the four doors you could get,
Love the paint job.
If you ordered it, you could get the same exact engine and transmissions and whatever's in the two doors and the four doors, and there wasn't much difference in performance. It was just a matter of, I know one guy who had I think it was a Chevy Caprice four-door, and he had 396 in it and blah, 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 and it's like, why? He said, sleeper. Nobody thinks this car is fast.
Okay, that's not Shaboom, is it? No, I don't think so. If it was, you'd be hearing it. This is the car I was going to buy when I got out of the service, priced it all out and everything. Just loved them. And give you an idea how things have changed. That car was, I think, $2,400 brand new. Ooh, that's a nice one. We'll have to find him and interview him. Looks like they lowered it just slightly, or chopped the top, and lowered it.
Looks like a Windsor.
No, I'm looking at the Challenger.
I'm looking at the red one, Chrysler Windsor, I believe.
Oh, and the 440.
That one wasn't $2,400.
No, not even close.
The 7383s with the Grand Coupe, whatever, was over $3,000. I remember looking at them. Could afford the car, couldn't afford the insurance.
Well, if they made the car a little bit bigger so I could have slept in it, that would have been okay.
Yeah.
But that didn't work out. Another thing I'm a little bit surprised, you usually see one or two old limos through here, and I haven't seen one. Now, there we go.
GTX.
There's our, they got the round lights or the square ones? I can't tell. Round ones. Where's the square ones? Always curious because I often wondered what happened to the GTX I bought from you and then sold to my friend. There's something cool about that. I just never did like the smell of horse hide that they had stuffed in the seats.
There's a 65 Barracuda back there. Little red thing in the back. Looking at one of those online the other day. Nice little 273 Formula S, everything else, and the whole bit.
We just got greeted by a couple of those. The Marcus, and what's the other one? Demetrius. Okay, guys. You just got a shout out to you? Are you right over here?
So there's the 65.
Stick your face up here. There you go. Can you see yourself right in the corner in the inset?
You got
there
it.
You go. You got a car you're going to plant?
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Nice Firebird. You're welcome.
You're more than welcome, guys. See you later.
Oh, the old Chevy with the...
Yeah, I can never, I can't remember. I think that's like a 59.
Yeah. The ones they put the 409s in where the one Beach Boys so saying.
Yeah. Wow. That is definitely a different color.
Yeah.
You know what that looks like? Hawaiian Punch color.
Yep.
Hawaiian Punch.
Depending on if it was a Dodge or a Mopar, it had a different color name. Same color, just a different name, which I found interesting.
And this is one of the newer Mustangs, not a lot newer, but somewhat newer. Getting more into my but this is a, you know, I'm really sorry. I'm not that good on these years, but
Mustangs, I'm not that good at.
those are the
I like
years that
this.
started to really get a lot of power, a heck of a good car.
Yep.
Before they started
Another old,
detuning everything.
Another old Valiant.
Yeah.
Convertible. 63, 64.
And a K-car convertible.
Yep.
Well, just
Those
the
are
fact
making-
that it
those
still
are-
runs, the
yeah,
guy
those
should
are
have a
making
pat on the
comeback.
back.
That's a 64.
Yeah. Had the
That's
flat.
that stupid gray.
And it's got those
Yep,
thinner
with the-
tail lights.
yep.
Yeah. Oh, there. Come on.
We had it, yes.
Conquest.
Yep, Conquest. Had that orange one, whatever.
Another nice Chevelle coming down the road. Fortunately, there was a lot of them. At the time, there was a lot of money around this area. A lot of nice cars made it through it back then. This is, I should know. I'm sure this is an old Pontiac, and I can't think of the year, but a friend of mine had restored them. Restored it.
Mako Shark style
Yeah.
Corvette.
In fact, it looks like the one I had. It looks like a, might be a 74. I was told after I bought it that I didn't get the best year, but hey, I still had a Corvette and you didn't, so what the heck.
There you go.
Na 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 na.
That's the proper attitude.
Neener, neener, neener. Doggone, a lot of El Camino.
Late
Now,
model El Camino.
last time I was sitting here talking about all this, it was a lot of Challengers and Barracudas. This year there's a lot of El Caminos.
A lot of SSs too. I'm amazed.
Yeah,
It's
a lot of
gotta be-
SSs too.
Yeah. Another Corvette. Older Corvette. Which, yeah.
There was an aircraft engineer that was selling those as a kit car, but he modified them slightly, made them a little bit longer. The
Yep.
trunk was functional, and you had like 6 inches more in the back seat because he was like 6'6". I ran into a guy at one of the car shows here 2 years ago, just before COVID.
Pontiac
So it had 3
Tempest.
years ago.
Tempest convertible,
Yes.
which was basically.
Wait a minute, that's not a Tempest, that's a Bonneville.
Bonneville.
Yeah, that's a biggie.
Another Mustang.
Yeah. I don't know, just a, and there you go, nice old Blazer.
And pictures of the crowd. Hello, hello, hello. An old Bronco, it looks like.
I tell you what, the little bit I've talked to, these old Broncos are going for.
They're
if
going
you can
up,
find
yeah.
one in this shape, it's almost as good as a brand new one.
It's amazing what some of these vehicles are
But
going for.
well, I always liked them. The 55, 56.
Yep.
I'm just not good. Like I said, there used to be a guy with a motorcycle that had the back quarter panels.
Yep.
Looked just cool as anything. I ran him down one day and had a nice long talk to him. Funny guy. He actually had two. He had one made as a 57 Chevy also, but it wasn't
Big
running.
two-door Eldorado convertible.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, good. What do we got here?
Those are old Cutlass to me.
It probably
Yellow.
is.
And
It
I
says
think the
Vegas.
middle-
It's probably why he's got a convertible, because he still made it. And the olds and Cutlass, is that another? Oh, that's another Cutlass, isn't it?
Yeah, that's another Cutlass. That's another Ford Fairlane.
Yeah, these were.
That's my brother-in-law had one just like that. It's probably his old one. Red interior convertible, might be.
Oh, another car I learned to drive in because my buddy's uncle had one that he didn't know he kicked.
That you guys learned to drive in.
Yeah.
My buddy's uncle had one, but he didn't know we took it to learn to drive. And there's
What? Oh. All right, thank you.
we have come
This
to
is
the
another
end.
thing. if you know where to look, there's some auction sites. 2 years ago, they were selling those little four-wheel. John Deere was making them at the time, and they were giving them away because they didn't last very long. They had a I think it was a three-cylinder engine in it, and they didn't last long at all. So, anyhow, I'm sorry to say. Believe me, I'm sorry to say, because it's been a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
we're wrapping up. I could go for another 50 cars. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're actually trying to doing pretty good at picking them out. I mean, I'm simply amazed.
But once you get them, you get rolling. You know, that's the big thing about any kind of commentating, and you talk to the screen, etc. You got to get rolling, get your rhythm going, and after that, you know, it's just fun. You know, if you're into the whole video thing at all, do a little bit of research. There's a few places around here that'll teach you either very inexpensively or sometimes free And hey, it's a great hobby, and sometimes you can make a good living at it. So I'll be saying goodbye. I'm signing off till next year, unfortunately. And
I will say adieu also. We've done a couple of these so far, and we'll always game for more. And thank you for the city of Berkley for putting this on, and all the volunteers who are with it. The crowd's starting to thin out, so good night and good evening to everybody.